When you look in the mirror, who do you see? Do you see who you truly are, or do you see who you want other people to think you are? What does it mean to be your authentic self? That's what I want to talk about today. Most of us have at least two versions of who we are, of what our self is when we think about it. Most of the time we don't think about it. We have our authentic self, the person that inside of us we know who we are, what we feel, what we think, what we believe, what those closest to us experience. And then we have what's called our adaptive self. And that is the individual that we want others to see us as. And quite frankly, I'm probably doing some of that right now in this video. I am talking a little more formal than I would in my conversation with my close friends and my family and associates, because I want to get a message across. And I'm not saying that not being your authentic self is bad, and or necessarily that counter that being your authentic self is always good. I'm asking the question, what does it mean? And then in subsequent videos, I want to talk about what are the costs of not being your authentic self. And the counter to that is, what are the benefits of being your authentic self? But today I just wanted to spend another few moments talking about the ways that we see ourselves and the way that we project ourselves to others so that they can see us. Making some clarity between being our authentic self and being our adaptive self. The term adaptive self I got from a Psychology Today article, a blog post, where it explained this. And has been a lot of psychological and scientific research done on this. We don't really need all that research to really understand day-to-day simply kind of what we mean and what kind of filters, what kind of perspectives that we have when we think about ourselves. First thing, and that's why I started this by asking the question when you look in the mirror. And it doesn't have to be a literal mirror. It can be the figurative mirror. When you look at yourself and think about yourself, in your mind's eye, who do you see? Who are you? And I'm not asking you to answer that question for me. I'm asking that as more of a question to pose and answer for yourself, as I try to do. We know our weaknesses, we know our failures, we know our flaws, and many of those we want to try to hide. We don't want everyone to know that we're not a perfect human being, and none of us are, but we don't want to be perceived sometimes in the way that we truly are, except by those who we are closest to. Think about your siblings and your parents and your real close friends, where you proverbially let your hair down. You don't hide. You don't put on a facade. You don't put on a front. You become who you truly are. And then those occasions when you're dealing with your boss, or those people out in the general public, or when you attend church services, we even dress different. It's not as prevalent now as it was a couple of generations ago, but men used to, when they went to work, would wear a suit and tie, coat and tie. Women were expected to wear dresses. All of that is changing because it has become clear that that's not really truly who people authentically are. And it's very clear that those are fronts and facades that sometimes may serve a positive purpose, make someone feel a certain way. But by and large, they put up a front that people know, I need to get through that to be able to see the reality and the truth of that individual or that circumstance or that situation. And what are some of the ways that we show our adaptive self? I offered up one here just a minute ago in the way I talk. I don't always talk the way I'm talking right now. I'm trying to be more comfortable because I want to be my true authentic self as I do my videos here, because I want to share from the heart. I want to share the things that I truly feel and believe. And it's difficult. It's a challenge to break through the behaviors that through my entire life I have been taught or learned or developed as ways to protect, because that's what our adaptive self is all about. It's about protecting us, or at least protecting us from perceived threats or from perceived negative ramifications or negative views, that whether they truly are there or not is somewhat irrelevant, except for the fact that they continue to be these thoughts, these ideas that we use to justify adaptations or the changes that we make. Case in point, most men shaved. Most men either only had a mustache or a small goatee or something like that because they were trying to fit the mold. They were trying to project a certain image. I don't think many men enjoy shaving. I certainly never did. And so another way, women, wearing makeup. they do that because they want to look better in their perspective, or even they want someone to perceive that. But that is another act of adaptive self. Some people, some women wear makeup, and some men grow beards to cover up physical issues, let's say, that they might have, and they kind of mask or cover them up so they feel their self-esteem feels better. But in some cases, the makeup or shaving is to project an image so someone else thinks something else about you, thinks a certain way about you. And there are many other ways. And I would challenge everyone to think through, how are you daily doing things, thinking things, taking actions that are counter to your authentic self? What are the things that you're doing to embrace or to show your adaptive self? How you are putting on filters or facades or coverings or whatever it might be that help influence people to think about you a certain way. And I'm not passing judgment. I'm not saying good or bad. We're in the subsequent videos, I'm going to be talking about what are some of the costs of not being your authentic self, focusing too much on your adaptive self, and then what are the benefits of truly being your authentic self. Why would you want to be authentic, and why would you want to see when you look in your physical mirror or your mind's mirror and look at yourself and go, yes, this is truly who I am? What are the benefits of that? And hopefully you'll get a little bit of information out of this. You'll see some things more clearly, and hopefully after the next couple of videos, you'll even be able to make some decisions about yourself, about how you truly want to be or adapt. Your call, your decision. Anyway, that's what I had to say for today. Please like this if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to find out about the next ones coming up. Until we meet again, God bless. Bye.